Hello and welcome back to Suzerain. How are you all doing today? No suit today, sadly. I've got the sunglasses, they'll be making their appearance later. Sadly, no suit today, so sorry about that, everyone. Geopolitico. NATO's Anti-Piracy Summit. United efforts to combat rising piracy and maritime security concerns. Show this off for anyone who's interested. Walker wins Arcasian election, stabilise and venture city, and economic stagnation of Ventry city. Queen Beatrix demands reparations for century-old alleged war crimes. Against who? Oh, debate of Swedish war crimes. Oh, great. Oh, great. 100 killed in Hedgeland. Oh, God. I'm starting to get a rough idea. A rough idea. Good report. Queen Beatrix Infancy called for reparation to be paid for so-called past atrocities that occurred during the 15-day war. One big demand that the price of past wrongdoings must be paid if a path to peace is opened between the two nations. Lies in situation come with a plan of action. Radical journalist killed en route to interview. Known ally of Tarquin wanting to meet one. Gendarmerie police issue. Okay. I'm sure this is going to be fun. Departure of President's son from home. It was a cloudy, rainy day in Holsword. The gloomy weather couldn't dampen my spirits. My constitutional reforms had passed in court. I'd won. That wasn't the only cause for excitement in the Rain household. Today, Frank was finally leaving home. My son piled the last of his bags next to the door. Serge and the assistant driver were waiting outside next to the car. Did you pack everything? Don't forget to give me a call immediately after you arrive. I will. I think I'm all packed. Monica helped him put his backpack on while Serge started carrying the luggage to the car. I made you a snack lunch. I'll go get it from the kitchen. She dashed down the hall. Frank and I turned to face each other in the doorway. So, I guess this is it? Guess it is. I know studying abroad wasn't your first choice, but I hope you can live with it. Don't worry. I will, don't worry. Frank shifted his weight nervously. I haven't forgotten what you told me about the university years. I hope going to a new country gives me a chance to prove myself the same way you did. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone, especially not to me. Frank smiled. Alright, Dad. At that moment, Dina rushed to the door. Frank! Frank! I'm gonna miss you. I'll miss you too. Don't forget, you've got to give Mum and Dad an extra hard time for both of us now. Dina nodded. Okay. Frank picked up his sister and gave her a big hug. Monica appeared in the doorway holding a paper bag. I cut the crust off your sandwich just the way you used to like. I'm not a kid anymore, Mum. Can't a mother pretend? Oh, Frank. She embraced him with tears in her eyes. Frank looked as if he was about to cry as well. I caught her glaring at me over his shoulder. I hoped someday she would understand why I've decided to send him away. Serge approached. Sir, Frank needs to catch the next ship to United Contana, which leaves from Conriat Port in 4 hours. We need to leave now to make it. Thank you, Serge. Frank turned around to took one last look at me. Good luck. Frank nodded before heading to the car. Serge looked at his watch. Time to go. Frank waved his hand as he entered the car. The engine started, and they were on their way. Monica stood next to me as they drove away. Her eyes were teary. There he goes. It already feels different. She put her head on my shoulder. Stroke her hair. She turned to me, kissed me on my cheek, and put her head on my shoulder again. At least he has a father he can boast to his new friends about. Anton the Great Reformer. Sounds good, doesn't it? We watched for a few more minutes, even after the car was no longer in sight. Uh-oh, what's updated here? Situations. Dispute with the interior. That's not good. Dispute with the military. Oh, God. Oh, why are we disputing everything? The whole sort of host. Assembly impeaches also Hawker according to new laws. We've seen. Also Hawker removed. Who's going to be next Chief Justice? President Rain sends son to study with communists. Eagle condemns Hedgeland governor and threatens intervention. And what are our reports? Defense report, Wexland might be preparing for major invasion. Oh, my back. I'm getting old. Don't get old. We've got 2. We've got Blackhaven, Allsword. What's Blackhaven? Got some financial report. Ooh. This changes a lot. I mean, I guess some financial report sounds good. Ooh. The highly anticipated reports from Gaston have arrived. Minister Simon Hull and Gus Manger underlines the significance of this document as it outlines the return on our state-held shares, thus reflecting the recent performance of one of the nation's pivotal economic energy drivers. Treasury will receive a transaction if there are positive returns. Question: This is bad. It said it was doing really well. They've been hiring, they've been doing well. I don't know why it's such small returns, because we had one where it was willing to give us back 2 earlier, but I waited. Up to +3, really? So should we take the low return? Oh, sorry, I just read. State doesn't need profits. That means we'll take the money, right? I don't want to do that. So low returns, I guess we have to just take it, yeah. Ugh. Well, what it is. At least I got -5 versus -12. Gas and profits stagnate, Treasury see minimal impact. Minimal growth, sale shares in a company where you do returns indicating a challenge in period. An energy giant, the Treasury's upcoming transaction reflects performance and line in predictable nature of the energy sector. Ooh. Right, also discussion of the changes to the law. Lucia and I sat in my office, waiting for Peter. I sat on my desk and he was on the sofa, legs crossed. Sir, I have some news for you. Mr. Hull and I have been working on several possible plans to boost the economy, as is our focus. He is currently compiling a very detailed report which suggests projects. I'll make sure you have a chance to see it soon. One more important thing before we move on. The Assembly is pushing for Mr. Hawker's impeachment, as you asked. They've already approved his dismissal today. But with Mr. Hawker gone, the court will be voting on a new Chief Justice. Miss Edmonds and Mr. Garachi seem to be the contenders to become the new chief. However, Miss Edmonds doesn't seem to have much of a chance in my opinion. The Supreme Court would never elect a woman. Mr. Garachi. Oh. Well, Miss Edmonds is quite a power player. We'll have to wait and see. In any case, Hawker's departure leaves a vacant seat in the court. I already compiled a list of candidates for you. Let me see those names. Here, take a look. He handed me a list of candidates for the Supreme Court. All of the names on it were people who either supported me or supported my party. One name that stood out was Gloria Tory. Ooh! Is that a good one? I need opinions here, Lord Arnold. Ooh. What's your thoughts? I know obviously another woman, so I'm worried it might not work out, but we've been pushing a lot of parts of this, and obviously Gloria Tory is quite important. Pro-welfare Thatcher. Okay. Okay. So do you think she support... Is she roughly similar to what I do? Do you think? Because I'm not sure on too much on politics. That's one thing I think we've all you've definitely figured out by this point. Oh, goodness. Let me turn this up a little bit as well. I realised I turned the game down slightly. As an experienced judge, loyal judge, but I wouldn't know either. All 3 options are okay. You know what? I'm going to pick Gloria Tory, because we know her. Why not? Miss Tory is definitely not a bad choice. She's the face of the USP in the Parliament and very well respected. However, she is known for creating problems. 2 is most democratic, okay. Do you think they'd elect her as Chief Justice? I doubt that the court would ever elect a woman as their chief. But also, Miss Tory is probably the only woman who would actually have a chance. Hard to say. He looked at his watch again. Looks like Mr. Vice President is late yet another time. He lowered his voice. I'm slightly concerned about Peter. He seems to have his mind occupied. He's been late to almost every meeting we've had recently. I noticed it too. I need to talk to him in private sometime. Oh, rip. Well, Listen, it's the choice I've made. It's the choice I've made. It's what it is. It's what it is. I noticed it too. I need to talk to him in private sometime. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. It was Peter. He walked inside with files and by fans. Ah. Oh, interesting. That's a good point. We need a new speaker. Oh, well, we'll figure it out. Gentlemen! Oh, God. Oh, God. Who would become the new speaker? Oh, no. I have no idea. Uh-oh. We'll figure it out. I have no idea, actually. Welcome, Peter. Have a seat. Thank you. Place the files on the table. Took out several documents and organised them in front of me. Here's everything, just as you asked. Plans for the next reforms. Here are some suggested reforms. You can pass these with your decrees as you like. What are your thoughts, Anton? Myself. Let's go over the documents. Let's go over the documents. I need to give these a read first. Look at the documents. Oh, I don't have any decree. Oh, I don't have any power anymore. Basically. Purge general staff. All history is ruled with coups and there is a danger of another one happening due to tremendous influence of general staff. Purging general staff and replacing them with loyal, less experienced counterparts with fragile balance in the army. We'll be able to act more safely and security. Don't have power to switch that decree. Relocation of teachers and doctors to rural areas. Again, don't have anything. Free medical prescription. Prescribed medicine in Swordsland is prescriptively paid by the Ministry of Health according to the importance of the medication. A new decree would allow all citizens to get their medication completely for free. Okay, we'll consider that. We don't have the desalinization stuff. Room Council, Swedish Radio and Television. We'll strengthen the decrees. Okay, that makes sense. We obviously lost our veto, so we need to be careful. Freedom of speech is protected in Swordsland, but with the rise of new media and private organisations gaining a massive influence on society, a new decree would create a government agency, the SRSC, that could protect the independence of media or control it. Okay, lower retirement age. Hey, Zero, how are you, my friend? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. There are 5 levels of decrees. Okay. 2 government budget to lower. Yes, I did. I did indeed. Why so, sir? What's happened? Oh. Gender equality in education. Equality, yeah. Great timing. Fully legal in Canada. Not right here, but legal there. A new decree. I mean, I can't edit any of these, so I might as well just. Semi-legal in Croutland as well. Oh god. Fair Trade and Competition Commission. Fair Trade and Commerce in Swordsland has few regulatory measures resulting in unfair competition at times. A new Fair Trade Commission can be established by decree to push for fair market competition by protecting local industries from new regulations. Fair Trade Commission is great. Yeah? Sign. We're happy with this one? And costs nothing. That is fair. I'm not going to lower retirement age. I'm sure people would enjoy it, but I mean, listen, I have to work till I'm 67, so get over it, people. So, I mean, free medicine sounds good, but would we... I don't think we can afford it. Do you think we should just save up all the money we can for now? Because what is it, the ones we can actually do? Low retirement age, we're not going to do. Room Council, Swedish Radio and Television, and free prescription medicine. The other one we've taken. Fair Trade Commission is almost OP. I did it, and thanks to other choices, it fixed the tax evasion crisis, which is cool. You go bankrupt no matter what. That's fair enough, yeah. Our money isn't great, is it? As we remove vetoes. Fair. Well, you know, I'll leave it as it is for now then. We've Fair Trade and Competition Commission feels good. The rest we just can't do. So we'll have to live with it. Finish. We're happy. Unless you guys aren't happy with the decision I've made. Oh, is it good? You think this one... Oh, it's free! I funded all 4 departments and ended the game with -3 budget, saving the economy. Not necessarily impossible. But I got 0. You have to remember veto. Veto everything! Veto everything! Kyle, hello! Hello, my friend. Broadcasting Commission. Yeah, we'll make one. We'll make one. Let's do it. Medicine will leave. It's free. We'll do all the free things. Yeah. Because this, low retirement age. Yeah. Yeah, I removed my veto part. Listen, the next playthrough, we're going to fund all 4. We're going to do it well. I'll probably follow a guide for that one so we can see it. But listen, we've made our choices. Listen, it's what it is. It's what it is. We fight on. We fight on. Don't worry, people. Your president will hold on. And sorry about not wearing the suit today. It's in the wash now. So right, let's finish that up. Made our decisions. Following the brief discussion, I took notes about my decision. The Fair Trade Commission will be essential in dealing with the monopolies. It was time we established a body that regulates economic competition. Mr. Racist Speaker. Oh. RIP. I very much support your decision to form a regulatory body for radio and television. Television is the future. It's great that we all understand this. We'll define how you help us have an influence on some new media. So how you will structure this Supreme Council of Swedish Radio and Television? Can be independent and regulate. Wait, don't give away too many spoilers, people. Too many spoilers. Well, it could be worse. At least it gives them backing the Conservatives. If we'll have this approach next run. Yeah, or communist run. Why would you speak? Calvin? Right. Do we want it to be independent, or do we want control over the council, which will control over the media? See where I'm going with this. Independently regulate content, according to some standards. I feel like number 2 would be best for the situation we're in. There is, yeah. It feels like controlling it might be good, but I like to keep this run as honest as possible, because I think right now, I might ignore the chat from here on out unless I ask, and just see if we can, what happens. Yes, you are. What's the thoughts? What's the thoughts, people? I get more opinions. I must always go with 1. See, I'm thinking 1, and that's not to go against you, Zero. I was thinking 1 because if we're being honest with everything, I mean, we barely even took bribes. We've got a car. I mean, come on. That's it. I do dictator run. That's fair. Media is always biased, better in our hands than oligarchs. Ooh. They're already in the pockets of oligarchs. We did the one hyper corruption. Yeah, that's fair. Well, there's no anti-corruption police. 1 is to prevent oligarchs from controlling the media. Independent and regulate standards. 2 is taking control yourself. Oh, I don't want to take control myself. I'm going to go with number 1. I'm going to go with number 1. I'm keeping it fair now. I'm going back to my roots. We're going to be honest, respectful, only take a bribe if we really need it because money's low. Well, we both respect your decision, Anton. There's one more thing. There's a stack of papers in front of me. Miss Graff has sent you the plans for the abolishment of the special zone. We can still try running it through the assembly if you decide to sign it. Oh, special zone, obviously. Bergia. So, the Bergia special zone. Sorry, let me just go back over to it. Here it is. Obviously, it's got issues. It's got a lot of problems. So, didn't we try and get rid of this before, but there was an issue with it? So, if we sign it, it's not going to go through, is it? I don't think it would go through. I know we're supported, but I don't think it would go through. Oh, it will get removed. Oh! It is a decree. Okay. Nah, why not? Let's sign it. Let's get rid of special zone. Don't think, just sign everything. Throw everyone out, you tip. No! We've done that. That's literally what we've ruined ourselves with at the beginning of the game. Alright, it's the assembly decision now. But now that everything's settled, we should go back to work. We'll catch up soon, Lucian. Let us watch. We actually have 6 more minutes. But very well, let's call it here. Thank you both. Uh-oh. Connections updated. Judiciary. Everything's updated. Uh-oh. I have news. New council to oversee media releases. Commission to ensure competitive fair trade. President appoints Gloria Tory after Hawker's impeachment. Nice. Radical. Censorship Council threatens freedom of speech. Circling over Styleport. The Assembly can vote veto decree those. That is very rare. There. Right, let's see our connections tab. Factions. Baron Soul, Justice Room, yeah. That's what we expected. Ooh. Legislative. Oh god, yeah. Alvin Clavin, Speaker of the Assembly. That could be better, definitely. Hey, Gloria Tory is a justice. That's good. Could have been better. So the new Supreme Justice, the Chief Justice, is also... It says also Hawker, but that can't be right. We impeached him. And used to incite violence. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure. Media regulated. Oh, I need to vote on the new guy. Okay. Clavin is better than Holstrom. Okay, well, we've made our decisions. Let's look at our reports. Lukeberg commerce all-time high. Ooh, state-of-the-art military equipment and tanks enter inventory. Nice to hear. What have I missed here? Gloria Tory update. It's saying I'm missing other bits, but I don't know what I'm meant to be missing here. Have I not clicked on someone? That's done now. Trade talks with Chancellor Vagsland and the Burgess Standardization and Unity Measure. That sounds like it's going to be tricky. This sounds like it might be a bit easier. What to pick? What to pick? What to pick? Oh, click off the monitor. Take a drink of water and decide. Let's do the trade talks. Midnight was approaching as our delegation boarded SRS Wholesword. This large ship was once the royal yacht of King Egmund himself. By order of Sol, it was repurposed to serve the leaders of Fordland for state visits. We departed from the port of Lockhaven, along with a few other smaller escort boats. I entered the luxurious compartments reserved for heads of state. I lay down on the bed to rest my eyes before we arrived at Woburn, a major city in Vagsland. The Markian Sea was known for its treacherous waters, but tonight's trip promised to be rather calm and quiet. Still, I couldn't sleep. I went out to the upper deck to have some fresh air. A light breeze was blowing, and I relished its tiny, briny smell. There was nobody here except David. My foreign minister was leaning over a railing, gazing out at the inky waves. Mr. President, I'm surprised to see you still up this late. I like taking night walks. I could say the same thing about you. Good point. I used to feel that sleep was wasted time. I spend 1/3 of one's life in the dark. I rather appreciate it now, but there's still something special about being awake when the rest of the world is skies closed. So sorry, I'm missing a few of the chats, but I know you guys are debating 2 people that I'm not too sure on, so I'm going to avoid it, so I don't pollute my opinions. Do you mind if I ask you why you can't sleep? Are you also worried about the future all the time? I'm an old man, Mr. President. I've been alive for over 70 years. For most of those years worrying about various things, endlessly. What I realised in time was that worrying is simply part of life. As mankind, we are forever gullible, always reaching out for what we don't have. That includes the choice we could have made and the results which will never come to pass. Thank you for your wisdom, David. Anytime, Mr. President. It's chilly out here. I must go and try to get some sleep. I'm an old man after all. I recommend you do the same. Stay a little longer. Very well. Good night. I watched the sea for some more time before going back to my compartment to sleep. The dawn arrived, and our ship moored at the busy port of Woburn. Amid the usual camera flashes, our convoy made its way to the train station. After a short, uneventful ride, we arrived at the central train station of Halem. Halem? The city of Vugsland. A huge crowd was already there, awaiting my arrival. They swarmed around me and took photos as I stepped out of the train. Our delegation met with various members of Vagslandian cabinet before taking our cars to the royal palace. The flags of Vagsland and the CSP were waving next to the entrance. Citizens took my belongings and led me to the museum wing. It was there I saw Chancellor Hegel, and he was inspecting a very large painting on the wall. Chancellor Hegel? Hegel? He turned around. He's a man of small stature with a bald spot and striking visage. Same as pipe was in his mouth. I forgot which country have I visited. Oh, Vagsland, the communist UK. Okay, we're trying to become friends there. We sent our son there as well. He briefly scanned me from head to toe. We shook hands as he stared me down. Mr. Rain, welcome to Vagsland. It's good to be here. He gestured towards the painting. This was made in 1776 by the famous Vagslandian painter Otto Kebner. I looked at the painting. It must have been over 5 meters tall. It was a battle scene. On the left there were banners carried by flags, on the right swords. Countless spears formed a triangle at the centre. The sky was red from the blood. What do you think about it? I think that we have come far after all. We are standing right side by side instead of facing each other on the battlefield. Nothing is just painted around me. One misstep and we're back to painting the world with more blood. Oh, I need opinions, people. We need our allied stuff to work out here with this fine little faction. I think I'm going to go for... I think number 3 or number 1. He's communist. You might see it just as a painting. Like, there's this painting. Act like a commie. So that's number 3? Or is that number 2? Because I'll be honest, again, I'm really not into politics, so... One. Okay. Fire after all, stand by side as opposed to each other on the battlefield. Okay. We can do much more through unity. However, not everyone wants that. He started walking. I must admit, I've been watching you rule with worry. You started privatizing your economy and sold state assets to make the richer even richer. Your actions are clear as day. Free? Does that make it sound a bit more... better? My hand was forced when I made those decisions. Okay. Hegel frowned. Excuses? Is that it? Are you saying that you've not only weak, but also can't own to your mistakes? To be honest, you do not surprise me, Mr. Rain. Listen, Mr. Rain. You've come here for a trade deal. Then let's talk about your deal and we can call it a day. Lowered your chances of achieving a trade deal. Expected nothing more. Good. Here's what I'm proposing. I've no qualms about what has been negotiated so far. Swordfish tungsten in return for Vagslandian hard-earned money. It's a really good deal. No, my problem is not the deal itself. My problem is with you, Mr. Rain. It's how you lead Swordland. Doing that sleeping next to me, she's very cute. What would be the best one here? You don't have to like me to trade with Swordland. Then it goes both ways. Chancellor Hegel. That's enough. I didn't come here to hear threats. We're done here. Go one. I don't have to like me to choose one. That is fair. True. I can certainly make your life harder. Let me tell you this, Mr. Rain. Trade with Vagsland and Swordland is possible. I think I messed up before the talk began. That's fair enough, really. Let's hear it. What do you want? You have to go. Say that after all this. You're making it even less. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. What do you want? What I want is simple. Recognize Hedgeland as Vagslandian territory, and I'm ready to come to the table. Ooh, I guess we didn't announce Hedgeland as anything before. Why are you after? There's no way I can do that. Of what have we acknowledged as? So you think number one? I don't know if I can restart this meeting now. Oh, but I don't want to crash it. If I crash it, it feels like it defeats the point a little bit. Third last checkpoint. Does that work? Even if it's the first playthrough? I thought it would save on the last moment of talk. Ah, please don't make me redo. So, can I do my conversation with David the same? Is that fine? Sorry, so just to explain to anyone who's watching, David was okay. Cool. So just to explain for anyone watching, the person watching, Lord Donald, Unhold, sorry, Lord Unhold, has the most hours in this game. Literally out of anyone who does not have a private account. So, very good advice. So I want to follow it for a relatively good ending, whatever we can do with our past bad decisions. Zero might know it better than you. I don't think Zero's in anymore, sadly. I think Zero's headed off. Yes, that's what we went for earlier, Chancellor Hegel. Good to be here. Happy with that? Good to be here. 2. Thank you. Just towards the painting. Made in 77. What do you think about it? Right, so clearly, number one, I think we've come far. Seeing each other. Ah. Well, sorry, since I thought that was the right decision beforehand, I thought it was the same one. Hmm. Control. Do the same positions here. Get over there. Chancellor Hegel. Thank you. Everything. We'll try number 3. One misstep and we're back to blood. As leaders of the world, we must be careful, Mr. Rain. Especially around those who are willing and ready to do precisely that. He started walking. I have to admit, I've been watching you all with worry. As the economy starts to richer, the actions are clear as day. Okay. What do we do in this one? So you'll please Swordland's concerns and my Swordland alone. Oh, I don't have 2? Let's try it. So Hegel, please. Swordland's concerns are Swordland's alone. Hegel frowned. I sincerely hope you understand that the world doesn't work that way anymore, Mr. Rain. Perhaps in the past, but not anymore. Listen, Mr. Rain. You've come here for a trade deal, and let's talk about your deal and we will call it a day. Number 1, I expected nothing more. 1. Good. Here's what I'm proposing. I have no qualms about what has been negotiated so far. Such tungsten in return of Valgsland's hard-earned money. Good deal, really. Not my problem with the deal itself. My problem is with you, Mr. Rain, how you leave Swordland. Right. So, number 1 again. Are you thinking? Don't have to like me to trade with Swordland. I think that was a solid one from before. You're good with that? I think I screwed up by not building the port. Okay. Fair enough. 1. Cool. True, I can certainly make your life harder. Let me tell you this, Mr. Rome. Trade with Exxon and Portland is possible. Figure out what you want. What I want is simple. We're investing in coal fat. Recognize Edgeland as Vagslandian territory and I'm ready to come to the table. So what? How will this affect us? Is that sure? Is that fine? Just recognize it, yeah. Sure, I recognize this possible thing. Consider our trade deal sealed, Mr. Rome. Send his hands for a handshake. Shake hands. We're at the end of our allocated time. Let's go back to work. Is this bad just for the trade deal? Fair. Go say in Vagsland. I will. Have a good day, Chancellor Hegel. Might be just rude to him. Have a good day, Mr. Rome. Turned around and walked away, leaving me alone in the empty halls of the royal palace. A lovely visit. So is it bad? Free trade zone in Vagsland. Policies. Trade. Sutherland and Vagsland signed a new trade agreement. Sutherland recognised Edgeland's Vagslandian territory. I'm sure we'll come back. Didn't get the alliance person earlier. Magnolia was already upset with us. We'd already argued with them. Could have traded with both. Yeah. So I think the next playthrough, I'm going to play it very differently. But, yeah. I think the issue is, I went capitalist, then I listed advice which made me part communist, but it's made me an enemy of both now. Which hasn't worked out. It's fine. The Merger Standardization and Unity Measure. The Budget Standardization and Unity Measure, dubbed as the BSUM, outlines the course for the full integration of Berger into national governance, advocating for uniformity, government, and a reinforced sense of national unity. The Grand National Assembly passes the following steps. Section 1 endorses the abolishment of the governor's position, transitioning to mayoral elections within each city. This change aligns Berger's local governments with the rest of the nation, fostering a sense of unity and national integration. Ooh. Section 2 calls for... Sorry about hiccups. Total revocation of the special zone, abolishment of the position of governor, and dissolving the local security forces. With these measures, Berger can finally be an equal part of Swordland. Section 3 promotes the enforcement of standard national laws and policies across Berger, dismantling this current semi-independent security force structure. Security of the region will henceforth be under full control of the Ministry of Interior, curtailed by any unaccountable violence. Oh yeah, literally, you've given away your veto bills. Literally, you've given away your powers to veto bills. Fine. Wow. Yep. So I've probably made a bad decision on that front, losing my powers, but what it is, Unity with Berger and Special Zone abolished. Well, I've made a choice. Time to live with it. Oh, that was a meeting. I thought that was a... This is why we go bankrupt. You get shit on with bills in the late game. Fair. It was a dark, chilly evening with Peter called and asked if we could meet. He gave no details. All he said that it was important. I drove alone through wholesale suburbs until I reached the meeting point he named. 147 Rueck Avenue, number 26. Our old campaign headquarters, untouched since the night of the election. This is where everything began. I made my way up the dusty staircase of the office building. The light in the second floor hallway was out, so I used a cigarette lighter to find my way to the wooden door marked 26. I pulled on the handle, but it wouldn't budge. The heavy door had always been a pain to open. Coming! Peter pushed on the door with all his weight. It made a screeching sound as it opened. Without further ado, I bid you welcome to this grand nostalgia trip, hosted by yours truly, Peter Vexen. He made an exaggerated bow. Dust from opening the door was still settling down. Feeling sentimental yet? Indeed, I haven't been to this place in ages. I miss it sometimes, even the damn door. Come over here, remember this? He walked over to his old desk and pointed to the gramophone that had annoyed our neighbours and kept us company for so many late nights. Peter flipped the switch and filled the room with swing music from the 20s. I'll be damned, it still works. So what are we celebrating? Life, my friend. Life. He put his hand under the desk and brought a bottle out. He took a swig of it and passed the bottle to me. Drink. That's my boy. Peter snapped his fingers to the music while going through the items in the room. It looked virtually unchanged since election night. Come on, have a look around. See if it doesn't bring back memories. Go for your old desk drawers. Inside there are a few old coins, pencils, and sheets of paper. Underneath them, something caught my eye. There's a photograph of me and Monica, sitting under a tree. It must have been 10, maybe 15 years ago. We looked so young and so happy. Monica would love to see that. Nice find. Look at baby Anton. You didn't even have your iconic look. Take the photograph. Slid it in my jacket pocket. These are storage boxes. Hello and welcome to the stream, Storm. This is my first ever run, so I have never played the game before. This is my first time. By the sound of it, it's not going well. But apparently, it's to be expected. I think I've burnt a few bridges unintentionally. I've had a few people giving different advice. Yeah, I've removed my VOs, basically. So I think my run is going to come to an abrupt end. Rip. Oh, we're going to see how it all goes. Well, welcome in, Storm. Hope you have a good time while you're here. Iron box doesn't open one of them. In one of the storage boxes, I found a heavy object. Wrapped safely. Unwrapped it. I'll make it to the end? Okay. Okay. Hopefully. It was an emerald-coloured statue of a goat. The symbol of Swordland. I remember that this was a gift from Brenda, one of the 53 election campaign assistants. Look at my desk in the palace. Yes, the classic first playthrough that destroys your morale and gives you determination to win in your next run. Literally. So my plan is once I've finished this is to then do Rizia, blind again, just to see how it goes, which I think will be very, very fun. I think my first run, to be fair, was pre 2.0. Vetoes. Oh god, Yep. Brenda. Always sucking up to you. And where did it get her? Seriously, where? I have no idea where she ended up. Boy, this isn't going to have repercussions, is it? I just think a cool goat statue is pretty neat. Oh, I forgot to the street. Oh my god. Sorry. Sorry. Oh god, the dirt. Oh god. Storm, you seem to be worried. You seem to be worried, Storm, about this. At this point of the game. Oh no. Another 6 fans to the missing vetoes. I'm going to take the statue too. I lifted the storage box with the statue in it and put it near the door so I could take it on the way out. Go records and the gramophone, start looking at records next to it. Oh, one of my favourite albums ever, Mountains by Janet Gurus. Set of plaintive folk songs that made me yearn for the countryside when I heard it. What a classic! You should mail that to Frank so he can learn what real music is. Take the record. I don't think he was trolling me, but I think the issue is I made by myself before I had viewers in the series very capitalist decisions, and then my advisors were mainly leading down a communist route. So because of the decisions I've made, we've now ended up in this middle ground at the end where it's no. Hegel basically told me get out of my country. Yeah. Ah. Nice story, you're not making it sound good. Enough going through old stuff. Let's talk. Yes, all in good time. He gestures the bottle he had in his hand. I'll have another drink, why not? So we'll go faster about Peter. He took a very big gulp out of the bottle and staggered to the side afterwards. I know you, Peter. What are you hiding? With the bagpipes on trade deal, no trade deal running earlier in well and trade. Yeah. Well, I'm going to do something before it ends badly. I'm not wearing my suit today. I normally wear this with a suit, but I had to wash it. So, Storm, if you're enjoying the stream, President Rain here would like to say, or President Lance would like to say, if you could leave a follow, I'm really close to 100 people on Twitch. It would be massively appreciated. The end. Oh, I sound like a chicken. There we go. Jesus Christ. Nothing. Let's go up to the roof. The view's always amazing from here. We went to the stairs to the roof. The view was mesmerizing. The building of Holswood twinkled below us, while the stars shone brightly in the sky. Desperate for trade with anyone. He sat and leaned back against the wall, taking it all in. As I was starting to get up, I heard a sobbing sound. I turned to Peter and saw tears streaming down his cheeks. What's wrong? See, maybe you'll surprise us. Maybe I will, or maybe I won't. I think I'll surprise us in many ways. I messed up, Anton. I messed up big time. Evelyn's leaving me. She wants a divorce. The thing is, I know they wanted to give him a good trade deal. Zero influenced him into saying no. Oh, don't say it. No. What the hell did you do? I've been sleeping with Livia Suno. I knew it. I knew it. Ah! I didn't fund police, but I funded everyone else. You, Livia Suno. I knew it. I knew it. I knew she was a rat. Good luck, man. Education, healthcare, military. I didn't do the police, which was probably a mistake. You've been what? You've been what? This is a secretary, I'm so sorry. Want some budget back later with anti-corruption, please? No! Well, Storm, it doesn't look like it's going to end well. Oh my god. For me. It's just, Evelyn hasn't been the same since she lost her job, and Livia was giving me sultry looks from the day I hired her. Always cut military spending fair. You were away, I was drunk, one thing led to another. But she's more than just a pretty girl, Anton. She's smart and kind. I think we're really connected. Don't tell me you're going to wrath with her. Once won the war with cut spending, wow. I don't think I'm going to. Alliance Vaxlander's guaranteed win, I think. Well, good to know now. How can you do this to me? Well, why is it saying how can you do this to me? Just 5 moments, man, after all. I want to have him back, but we should, like, scold him here, no? What's the thoughts? I want to assist our good friend Vector, but I'm not sure. Free? Break my vow. I'm just kind of bullet. Horizontal polio. Polo. Be funny. Kind of rude you can win with Houseland again with cut spending. I know, but we've ended things. I told her it's too unprofessional. I want Evelyn back. Maybe I can speak to Evelyn in the future case. Please, though, I ought to have you both fired. Who else knows about the 3 of you? We should roleplay as his minister and try and help him in this situation. Funny enough, Storm, that is exactly how we've been playing the game. Sadly, we've had a few people that haven't jumped in for the stream today, but I've had quite a few that were with us on this journey. So we've had, I call them my advisors. I call them all devils on every shoulder. We've had Zero, Jace, Lord Unhold. Oh God, there's been a few more. People who've only jumped in once or twice, but we've had people jump in. I funded them, but I can't remember where I funded them, to be honest. But ISF Lancia likes us. I had to side with Lancia because his name begins with the same as my name. Modernized, yes. Kept the draft. Well, maybe I can speak to Evelyn and plead your case. Maybe I can speak to Evelyn and plead your case. Anton, he's... Fair enough. Of course I would. What evidence does she have of the affair? How the war works. His history degree can prevent the war. I'll do it from best friend. What evidence does she have of the affair? She wrote me a rather saucy note. Made the mistake of putting it in my pants pocket on laundry day. He also granted asylum. Can't, but the military finance was useless. Just words, we'll find a way to spin it. I know Evelyn, as long as you are, talk some sense into it. Peter's eyes welled up. I don't deserve you, either of you. Thank you for this, Anton. Don't mention it, I mean it. Don't mention it. Anything for my best friend. While waiting for his reaction, I left the rooftop alone and made my way downstairs. Try not to Jesus. On my way out, I grabbed my belongings and took one last look back at the office. It had been home to some happy memories for sure, but this visit had permanently cured me of any nostalgia. As soon as I arrived home, I headed up to my study, sat down instead at the telephone. Trust Peter and call no one. One tip, he's an overly can when you talk to a rude person. Fair, fair. Should we call Evelyn? Is that going to be the best way to deal with this? Just want to make some decision. I'm just going to go and get some more water. Back in 1 minute. Say 1 minute, it's literally off the screen. Like 5 feet away. Oh, it doesn't change anything. Oh, rip. So they're breaking up anyway. Uh-oh. I should not spoil too much. Just go to bed. Oh, I've promised him I'd call her. That's my only thing. Does it? Not spoil too much. Oh, I'm so debating. See, this is the thing. Call Lucian. You think call Lucian? I'll call her. It's a waste of time, though. I'm going to be happy with you. Calling Lucian's the best choice here? You can do both. Okay, let's call Lucian and tell him what happened. Lucian number and call dialed Lucian. He picked up very quickly. You can call both. You can do both. Okay. Yes, Mr. President? Told Lucian everything Peter had told me about himself, Evelyn and Lydia. Thank you for calling, Mr. President. This serves to confirm suspicion of my own. We have to meet. Ah. Rip. Oh well. What suspicion? We'll discuss this in person tomorrow morning in your office, early before you really have to arrive. Don't bring this up with anyone else. I fear we may have more than mere dalliance on our hands. Ah, I wouldn't change anything. Okay. The line dropped. Said of the receiver, wondering what his last statement meant. What was going on I didn't know. Okay. Earlier in the game, I said I thought she was a spy. The reason she was bursting into rooms and things. Let's see if I was right. I also think Lucian is in a certain extent, but I'm not sure. I went to bed but couldn't sleep at all. Oh, God. In the middle of a ruckus. News. Illusion of progress. Burgess special zone dissolved. Illusion community demands ignored. Read the report. National Business Council warns of excessive spending. Special zone in Berger abolished. CSP condemns a submarine attack on cargo ship. Oh, I won. I beat him in chess. I didn't know. I beat him. Oh, increased trade volume. That's something. Remember, no spoilers. No spoilers. None. Start of the day at the palace. He won't, so he didn't tell you. Fair. It's early in the morning after my talk with Peter. If you beat him, you guarantee he never shows you, so... Oh, that's good. Oh, just to say, though, I didn't beat him naturally. I was guided through it, because I don't know much about chess in real life. I play as a little jokey thing. Not a joke, but play with friends, but terrible at it. It was early in the morning after my talk with Peter. The sun was just beginning to peek over the horizon. The Marine Palace was empty, save for a few cleaning staff. I entered my office to find Lucian already waiting for me. Even if you lose, he barely ever betrays you. Fair. Mr. President, thank you for meeting me at this hour. I couldn't sleep anyway. Very well. I'm pleased you've chosen to call me after your conversation with Mr. Vector last night, although I was already aware of his illicit relationship with Miss Suno. Ah, I know. Lucian. I'm a really big fan of Lucian. He's a good guy. Figured as much. You do know everything that goes on in the palace after all. Lucian respects powers and stays where it is. If you're about to lose power, he betrays you for your most likely replacement. That's fair enough, really, isn't it? Figured as much. You do already know him. Palace after all. Lucian smiled. On its own, given Mr. Vecton's established reputation as something of a playboy, the affair is unlikely to cause much damage. However, a more troubling possibility has been brought to light. A recent conversation with Mr. Hailstone, a whistleblower from Rungbird, reveals the presence of a spy within the Marine Palace. I believe Miss Suno is on model. She's been using a relationship with Mr. Vector to gather information. Tell me more. if you drive against the ice. That's fair. I can do better than that. I'll show you. Lucian reached into his coat pocket, pulled out an audio tape, and fed it into the reel-to-reel machine on my desk. It was recorded in the palace at 1809 on the second day of your trade visit to Vagsland. Press play, I heard Peter and Livia's voices. You sure everyone's gone for the day? Relax, Liv. Nobody's working that hard with Antonov in Vagsland. Livia giggled. I heard the sound of kissing and of drinks being poured. I'm glad you stayed behind. Did he tell you how it's going over there? Do you think there's a chance they'll form an alliance? No, that doesn't seem like it. We'll have to find other alternatives if we're going to keep Rumberg at bay. Make him do highly legal stuff. He's going to expect promotion there. Fair. Seems like we've got a lot. We've still got a shot with the superpowers at least. We've opened 2 new lines of communication with Ventry City and Kiao. Just exploratory talks at this point. They might lead to something deeper. Speaking of something deeper, Misuno. Lucian grimaced and switched the tape off. And that is the cause of concern. Glad you agree. That's not all. I found her resume on file and there's a year-long gap between her finishing secretarial school and beginning her career. Normally this would be looked into. Misuno was hired before a background check could be completed by one Peter Vecton. Of course, that's fair. Just then there was a knock on the door. Livia opened it cautiously. Good morning, Mr. President. Mr. Glade. I didn't realise you'd be in so early. Can I offer you some coffee? Coffee would be great, actually. Livia left to make coffee. A few minutes later, she came back and served the coffee. Please, have a seat, Miss Suno. Livia sat. She looked puzzled. Is something the matter? Enough pretending your secret is out. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Come on, Livia. Peter's already told me everything. That is a really good point, actually. I thought it was to cover up time. I shouldn't. Oh, shit. I've probably just been poisoned, haven't I? I'm sorry, Mr. President. I was foolish and Peter was so nice to me, but it's over now. Nobody needs to know. That's not what the President means, Miss Suno. Referring to you being an intelligence agent for Rumberg. Olivia sat upright. She looked shocked. Pardon me, Mr. Glade, but are you feeling all right? He's fine. What do you have to say for yourself? Mr. President, I understand if you'd want to keep my job, but why smear me with this outlandish accusation? Miss Suno, indulge me for a moment. What were you doing in the year of 1951? Livia's face flushed. If you must know, I was working at a cigarette girl at Porto's. It's a Latchhaven saloon. I was saving up so I could afford my own place in Holsword. Here's the proprietor's number if you need to double check. Scribbled a telephone number on a piece of paper and Lucian snatched it up. Oh, what's a good choice here, do you think, guys? Or gals, I don't know. It's hard to gender the name Storm. I'm gonna shoot the dude. Nice full budget. If your play's right, you should still be okay. Ooh. We're gonna see. We're gonna find out. What's the opinions? Should we... Why do we been asking so many questions about what I do? Why do you keep asking Peter about my alliances? Just choose anything. Fair enough. Why do you keep asking Peter about my alliances? The truth, Mr. Lane, I was hoping to run for office myself someday. I want to make a real difference in the world like Miss Morgan and Miss Waldo. Comes after she leaves, okay. But I guess I messed up by getting involved with Peter. Now they're all just going to say I slept my way to the top. Wait, how do you know about that conversation? There was a loud pounding on the door. Peter barged in without waiting for an answer. He was unshaven and wore the same clothes as the night before. Him as I heard the three of you were in here. Anton, what the hell are you doing? I told you that I had this under control. Sorry, Lucian already found out. Peter took a seat at the far end of the sofa. He looked over Livia and noticed her troubled expression. God, why involve her? This is my mess. You did nothing wrong. She's a spy, Peter. You messed up big time. Is she a spy, though? Is she actually a spy? That's what I need to know. Is she actually a spy? Peter's your childhood best friend. You can't not bother with him. Well, one. There's a small chance she could be a spy. Yeah, it's the easiest way to put it on. I want Peter to be treated well. What? I've reason to believe she is relaying information to Rumberg. Information that you leaked to her in your carelessness. You always choose free. Oh, interesting. See, this is where it's interesting to see the two differences. Now, Storm, one of the things I mentioned earlier before you joined is Lord has the most public hours for this game. He's the #1 player, technically, in game time. So it's very interesting to hear all the different opinions. So I wish we had Red still in here and all the others, because all of the opinions being so different is so interesting. Or Zero, sorry, Red. It's because his name appears in red for me. I did like 20 runs already, so wow! You're pretty experienced as well. Lucian rewound his tape and played it again. As Peter listened, his eyes widened in disbelief. Lucian, you rat bastard, you've been bugging my office. Dina betray you? Oh my god! I imagine your wife gonna get to your frank anarchist bomber. What? I'm sure there's an explanation for this. Both Peter and Livy were glaring at Lucian now. He looked unrepentant. I've noticed that Vice President's behaviour becoming increasingly erratic and unprofessional over the past months. I wanted to get the root of the cause. So you wide-taped your own goddamn colleague? And for what? You've been getting off on this, you pervert. Oh my god. Certainly not. I believe that along with Rumberg, Whistleblow's admission that there's a spy in the palace and certain gaps in Miss Sumo's resume, this tape makes a compelling case to investigate the Secretary for Espionage. You openly bragged about murdering. Oh my god. Whether or not investigation yields positive results, Mr. Vector ought to be held accountable for his willingness to divulge such sensitive information. He'll to stand trial at the very least resign. This is when you kill all opposition parties. I mean, Peter's jaw dropped, Olivia stood up. If I may, Mr. President, I've been paying attention to what goes on in the palace. Not because I'm some sort of agent, but out of genuine interest. Hard as that may be for you to believe, Mr. Glade. He scowled at Lucian and turned back to me. For what I've seen, this man has been attempting to undermine your vice president at every turn, perhaps with the goal of replacing Peter himself. You win because I can't choose new party leaders. Kill them all, and then there's no one to win. Kill all opposition, you can still lose the election. Impressively so. Be able to do so. This is no Lucian vice president. Oh. Nonsense. Lucian's been nothing but loyal. Loyal to you, it's true. He never could stand me. Lucian frowned. My personal misgivings about Mr. Vector aside, I would never do anything to harm this administration. President. But they make the minority rights activist guy president. You need to lose the commies of blood, which basically Jews. Okay. Both named. God. Mr. Vector, on the other hand, has at best committed adultery and at worst delivered state secrets straight into enemy hands. Who could I leave? Oh, God. I hate these decisions. This is tough. I'm feeling #1 or #3. #1 or #3? Nothing. #3. Just to say, I'm just gonna say, Storm, be very careful what you're saying here because all of this ends up on YouTube afterwards. Okay, just tone it down a little bit on that talk, okay? This is just for reference. wink. I'm thinking #3. No! Yeah! I'll edit this bit out. Pete and Livia. 3, do it. 3? We're happy with 3? 3. Pete and Livia, please wait outside until some solution. Pete and Livia exchange word glances before exiting my office. What are you going to do, Mr. President? We need to investigate Livia. Your strategist here. You make the call. Well, why did you become in the call? I mean, fair enough. Most people won't know that. Sorry. I'm gonna censor it a little bit. Now you make the decision. My own secretary, I'm going to play into your hands. I'll notify you for surveilling Peter. You're the strategist here, not me. You make the call. I believe you should investigate Livia. Lucian breathed a sigh of relief. I appreciate your trust in me. Mr. Vector, what will you do about his willingness to compromise sword and security at the top drop of a pencil skirt? Peter did what any man would. You understand if you want a workaholic. I'll settle with that with him personally. I'll decide once we have the results. I'll settle that with him personally, because he's my friend. Very well, just keep in mind you may need him to shoulder the blame for this. Vishen adjusted his tie. Apologise to Miss Suna and tell her that this has all been a misunderstanding. We can't have her running away during the investigation. Well, Secretary of the personal task of getting you elected. Thank you. Ooh. No, I'll do it. Should I? I think I should do it myself. I think that makes more sense. Do it myself. She's too suspicious of you. Do you think that's a good way to do it? Because why would he suddenly turn tail and be like, oh, you're not a spy? Two makes sense. I think two makes sense. I think two's good. Yeah, two. I'll do it myself. She's suspicious of you. Very well, sir. Did she give a slight head bow as he left the office? I thought by myself for a while, wondering exactly what I'd set into motion. Oh, wait, I thought we were going to call him back in. I should talk to them. So, results of the affair scandal. Results of the affair scandal. Several days have passed since I ordered the investigation of my secretary, Livia Suno. I'd say fun, because it's a lot of choices. Difficult, much more so difficult than I thought it would be. But, oh, I'll take moderately successful, if you insist. With my fine advisors in the chat, Storm and Lord Unhold. Both Peter and Livia have been acting unnaturally nice to me, believing I'd let them off the hook for their affair. They seem to be avoiding each other in the hallways, though. I was just sitting in behind my desk when Lucian knocked on my door. Sir, a moment of your time? He saw this potentially get entirely destroyed soon. Of course. Lucian entered my office and closed the door behind him. The security team travelled to Lackhaven to speak to the owners of the pub Miss Suno named. They confirmed that one Livia Suno worked there. Their description of her did not match that of your secretary. However, it did match that of an unidentified corpse that washed up in Lenkirk Bay 2 months before your inauguration. If that was Livia Suno, who's the woman working for me? Further investigation by operatives in Rumburg matched Miss Suno's description to a woman named Ilana Vance, last seen graduating from Crimsad Political Science Institute. I was losing to who? Lose to PFJP. See, I don't mind that. If a noob, my entire point of this run was if I am to lose, let it be to another political party and not the country being completely destroyed. That's how I saw it. Again, my entire point with this wasn't necessarily to get re-elected. It was to make the country better, how I saw it. And I've gone for things which I felt, okay, this will make it better. Not always been right, naturally, but it's been fun. Yeah. Changing up the barrel. Whistleblower from Rumburg recognised the name. Vance as belonging to a deeply embedded covert agent, although he had previously assumed it was a man. The NFP would not be good. How could we miss all this? That's lying, two-faced succubus. Should have figured this out. My god, you were right. I should never have doubted you. Losing to commies or NFP is the worst case scenario for you at the moment. Okay. One is a lunatic. Which one's Holstron with? That's Vagsland, isn't it? My god, you're right. I should never have doubted you. Pick him up. Happy to hear that now. What are you going to do, sir? What do you mean? I'm going to murder them both? Good god. I'm going to have Peter castrated. Oh, wait a minute. Who's under my chair? It's you. It's you. Come here. Come here. What? Sorry. The First Lady has made an appearance. Dingbat the cat. So, if you ever feel like it, Storm, if you gave me a follow, a big picture of Dingbat would... Oh, yeah, she's spoken. She threw her arm up a bit scarily there. Yeah, no. Hello. She nearly... You want to take my hand off? Okay, sorry. Got to cuddle up. What's that next to me? Like, she wants to cuddle, but she wants to nibble me at the same time. She can't quite decide. Arrested for espionage. What do you think they'll do? Oh my god, why did it still scare me? Thank you for the follow. There is Dingbat in her prime moment. What do you mean I'm going to have to murder you both? I'm not going to castrate Peter. No. Oh, unless you escalate it 4. Are you actually serious? Oh, you're both saying 4. Oh, no. It's just venting. Okay. Okay, I'm going to have Peter castrated. I wouldn't be opposed to the idea, but I meant with regards to our spy. Standard procedure would be to try Miss Suno for espionage. If we do so, it's only a matter of time before the media pieces together what happened. It's funny causing nuclear war. I would by a woman, it won't look good. What if there were no trial? I'm looking forward for having her under my nose this entire time. I want opinions here because I feel like this is like run ending level of isn't it? It's very run ending level of gentlemen, the devil's on my shoulders, please. Let your opinions be forth. My 1. Okay. I can get behind 1 very easily. Idiotic shit is not game ending. Arrest her. Okay. Hey, I bet why woman. That does sound a bit. Yeah. That's why you must let Mr. Vecton take full. No, I told you. Peter did nothing wrong. I know you think a better vice president, but enough is enough. Oh, what's the opinions on Peter? So I want to leave Peter as... The issue is Peter's a good friend, and I've liked Peter. I mean, she can kill you if you meet the things needed for it. Really? Oh, wow. Don't drink that coffee. I know his actions were problematic. I want to go number 2. You'll lose the election anyway. Yeah, I think of going for number 2. I think number 2. This is my fault as much as it is. I should have suspected something. Be happy with number 2, gentlemen? Oh, my neck. Go 2 and share the blame. Yeah. You can share the blame, but you have to prepare yourself for public opinion to nosedive. But please, take a moment to think about it. Mr. Vecton put you in danger by failing to order a background check on your closest personal staff. He betrayed your confidence to a woman with whom he was committing adultery, Anton. Would you do the same to your so-called best friend? I know what you're up to. Oh, God. Oh, no. What's going on? Lorden. Oh, no. Oh, no. What's going on here? Lemoniana. I should just blaming her if he doesn't have media control. Oh, no. We don't have media control. We have a free media. Kind of matters on what happens to Peter. Okay. Two very different opinions. I've got to make a decision. Sharing the blame is fine as well. Do not blame Peter alone. Still don't want to blame Peter. But then if we blame Peter, obviously it's going to end up still with the divorce, right? No. Oh. Spoilers. Spoilers. No. I have to look this way. I don't feel blame him getting betrayed by his best friend. I'm going to go number 2. For the woman I love, maybe I would. Or number 3. 2 or 3, what do we think? Maybe 3. 3? We thinking 3, gentlemen? I'm thinking 3. My finger hovers. 1. No, I wouldn't. Oh, interesting. 1. Is later where this matters. Okay, I'll go number 1. Take your word for it. Oh, no, I wouldn't. Lucian laughed. I'm your chief strategist. I've advised you on what I believe is the best strategy, but of course the only decision is yours. 2. Take the blame along with him. I mean, we're not getting re-elected anyway. I mean, I'm going to be... My big aim right now is not to have the country just get murdered. So, number 2. Or shoulder the blame along with him. Lucian looked as if he was about to object one last time, but instead smiled thinly. Very well. Shall I write a statement for you to read at the press conference? I'll leave you to handle Miss Vance. Thank you. Lucian nodded and walked out. I called Carl Greaser from my desk and explained the situation. After a few minutes, I rang Livia. She entered my office. Is there anything you need, Mr. President? You tell me, Alana. So, will she murder me now, or should we... Should we just call her out and just say, yes, I need you to stop pretending? Is that fair enough? Number 3? We good with number 3? 1. Oh, you tell me, Alana. Yeah, 1. Okay, we'll agree on 1. You tell me, Alana. A barely perceptible flash of fear crossed her face. Livia, sir. My name is Livia. I nodded towards my office doorway. Carl Greaser was standing there along with 2 of his guards blocking the entrance. What's Carl Greaser? Oh, Chief of Police. Ilana Vance, you're under arrest on suspicion of espionage. Please come with me. Her eyes darted around the room. Clear him that she is truly a spy. Yep. What the hell is going on, Mr. President? Have you let Lucian get into your head? I thought you were smarter than that. Sorry to come to this. I thought I wouldn't trust my close advisor. You're the stupid one. 2, you're going to pay for the way you used Peter. Do you think number 2 is a fair one? Or does it have to be a particular... I think number 2 versus number 1. Pay for your lies, Liana. Or you're going to pay for the way you treat... You're going to pay for the way you treated Peter. That's my boy. That's why both times I've won the election, I've had to go in true British fashion, come kiss me, Peter. Mwah! Who's the best? I agree. Please, Peter. Cosman grabbed her arms and began dragging her out. No, no, you can't do this to me. Peter heard her cries, rushed out of his office. Liv? What in the hell, Anton? What's going on? Her name's Liana. Lucian was right about her. She's a spy. She was using you all along, Peter. Is 2 fair enough, or will that... I don't want him to kill himself, basically. To be fair, at that point, what I've just said, I've already demonetized the video on YouTube, so rip. What are we thinking? 1 or 2, gentlemen? 1 or 2? What do we think is the best first encounter? 1 to 3, fair enough. Always do 1. I'll do 1. Agree 1 to 3, 1. Do 1. He's a spy. No, that can't be true. Can it, Liv? Oh, I won't say another word without a lawyer present. Look Peter square in the eye. Except this. You're subtle, drunk, and a lousy lay. Honestly, if I were a Rumberg spy, I'd barely have to do a thing. You two have sold them right for the taking. She straightened up, ran a hand through her curls, and allowed Carl to lead her away. Peter sank to the floor in front of me. Anton, what the hell just happened? I'll tell you in my office. Feel free to take a moment first. Once Peter was in my office, I shut the door and explained everything Lucian had told me about Livia. And you believed him? Well, better safe than sorry, especially after what she called me. At least we finally have this ordeal behind us. Let's get on with running the country, shall we? I think number 3, would that help? Actually, I need to tell you something. Or number 3. I think number 3 will be good for him, but 1? Okay, that's fair. 1, okay, no, yeah, 1. It's agreed. I have to tell you something, yeah? What is it? Make him go home. You look like shit. Why don't you have the rest of the day off? 2? 2 or 3? Lucian wants you to resign. I don't want him to resign. Oh, you're just telling him that's what Lucian wants. Do it over. So, Jess, I'm imagining I'm in Jess. So what, 2? Lucian wants you to resign? Is it right, cool? Sorry, just to double check. Vision afterwards is important. Okay. Lucian wants you to resign. Pierre looked at me with an indignant expression. Of course he does that, I think. You tell him off? Three, the administration will take a hit. Don't want to lay at Rumberg's feet. I don't want them declaring war on us and give them another excuse. Number 3. I did. This is as much my fault as it is yours. Yeah, fair. 3. That's... wow. I can't believe you do that for me. We'll have some time before this news goes public. We should get our story straight. Stay for a drink. Number 1, is that fair enough? Number 2, stay for a drink. That is fair. That's more Peter. No, my drunken idiocy got us into this mess in the first place. It's going to be a whole new me from now on, Anton. I promise. I watched him leave. A whole new Peter. I hoped he was right about that. We're in shit. National security breached. Hi. Well, at least the economy is growing. Political briefing meeting. It's not good. Not good at all. The morning sunlight streamed through the windows as Lucian and I entered the White Room. I sat down. Lucian remained standing. Fred, I won't be able to join you for your meetings today, sir. The business surrounding the Livia Suno affair is taking up all my time at the moment. I've got a thick folder in front of me. I was hoping to go over the day's agenda with you before your cabinet members began arriving, but duty calls. He walked out, I took a look at the folder in front of me, then at the coffee carafe in the corner of the room. I walked over and poured myself a cup, and wondered when my new secretary would start work. Internal Affairs was first on the list of items. Lilius and Nia, along with their close staff, joined me around the table. Lilius cast an eye around the room. No new secretary yet. I hope this means Miss Suno's replacement is getting an extremely thorough background check. Needless to say, such an egregious breach of security should be met with harsh consequences, but you know that already. Shall we begin? I hope you've only got good news for me. Mr. President, I want to congratulate you again on your historic accomplishment for Bloods and Swordland. Thank you for approving my plans for revocation of the special zone. Nia averted her gaze. The internal security structure of Bergia has already been dismantled. Lots of local forces will be integrated into the Swordish police force. The governor position has been abolished. In the next election, each town will elect its own mayor as the rest of Swordland. And you now, Miss Graff, have complete control over the region's security. As I should, Miss Morgner. I'm the Minister of Interior after all. In any case, now that the governor is gone, this will hopefully prove to be a huge step for Bluish rights in the region. I hope we can achieve a true reconciliation between our people. Oh, what? Do you mean the companies earlier? The 2 big companies, or...? Because if that's the case, for the mining one, I went mostly private. What should I say, Miss Morgner? Frankly, I'm disappointed lack of faith in the administration. I hear your concerns. Nia nodded. We'll keep it brief. I think it's all been for our internal affairs update. We gathered their documents. Sad moment for Swordland. Uh-oh. See you later, Mr. President. They took their entourage and left the room. Simon came in shortly afterwards. Mr. President, where's the Vice President today? You split the shares. 5% of the economy. Listen, decisions have been made. We cannot judge them until we die. Because I think that's what's going to end us. But hey, Mr. Rain's going to be remembered one way or the other. Mr. President, where's the Vice President today? He's thinking very hard about what he did wrong. I'm Home Minister of the Economy. That's confidential, Mr. Hull. Mr. Hull. Confidential. Number 3, we happy with number 3? It would have been funny if you would have thrown them onto the market. Would have been. I couldn't. That's confidential, Mr. Hull. We lost the election, really. Confidential, Mr. Hull. Confidential, Mr. Hull. Understood. Simon's expression remained unchanged as he sat down to face me. I just want to provide you with a few updates on the economy. You may have noticed that the government budget is in need of a boost. My ministry is therefore working on a bill that will increase our tax on tobacco products from 10 to 30%. A similar bill is being drafted to introduce a 20% tax on alcohol. In addition to bringing in needed revenue, the new laws would curb excessive drinking and smoking in Swordland. Very good, those nasty vices anyway. We can't tax people's business cigarettes, there'll be riots in the street. Address initiatives, but wouldn't the income we'd receive be worth the harm to Swedish business? Yeah, I am indeed. So I'm really sad, Storm, that I don't have my suit today. But I normally wear a suit, and I dress exactly like President Rain dresses here. That's the aim of it. Because that's why I picked this image, because we had a similar style of beard, even though my beard is ginger, and obviously I've not got the hair like him. But I thought it was quite funny. I've got an outfit for Rizia that's going to appear. Oh, ho, 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 ho. No vetoes. It would probably be better to lose the election and take the old constitution. Fine. What's the opinions on taxing cigarettes? I imagine that's probably a really bad idea. That's what my income. I think number 3, interesting initiative. Tax them. Oh, really? Very good. They're nasty vices. Tax them. Money for free. Fair enough. So long as people, I'm not getting re-elected. Ordinarily advise against this kind of thing, but with our budget dipping into the red, any measure would be reverse our deficit is worth considering. Family tourism to Swordsland is on the rise, and we can expect to see a healthy stream of income there. Let's not give Daddy Soul the win. Makes people healthier and gives money. It's true. Our investment in cultural preservation paid off, it seems. That's good news, has to tell me. Never quite understood why anyone would want to vacation in Sordon when Lesbia is right there. But I suppose our country has certain charm. There's a knock on the door. Guess Main just strolled in and grabbed a seat. Yeah, I'm not worrying about the election. I don't think I'm taking it anyway. Mr. President, Simon, some excitement around the palace lately, I've heard. I suppose around here, adventure a day. Don't worry about it. Gus, focus on the job. The real excitement is yet to come, believe me. Consider my bated breath. Anyway. Oh, breath baited. I did the road, and I've done farming region. Because I need food. Oh god, I can already feel your reply forming, Storm. I can feel you typing it now, like... you both know how revitalizing the Greeny region has always been the pet project of sorts. Well, thanks to the efforts of the ministry and the funding allocated by the president, Greeny's looking stable these days. Oh no! Stable? That's it? Gus shrugged. Far from the massive surge in economic growth that I'd hoped to see, but I still believe the area has a wealth of untapped potential. Oh crap, that's a really good point. I didn't trade with Agnolia, and I built a road. Good point. And I didn't build a port. Or, you know what, you guys? Yeah, it's a really good point. Because there's every possible opportunity to invest in Greeny now. We should see positive results in our turn. Seems like my remaining time in office would be better spent focusing on other regions. Well, keep at it. It means to you. All right, see if we can boost development there. All right, how can we save it? Is there any saving? Why? Ah! It does feel like I've made a few bad choices. Yeah. Agriculture, St. Joseph Welland, which you didn't trade. Oh no, we did trade. We have traded with Welland. Sorry, we have no. We have traded with Welland. We've got a trade deal with Welland. I do have a trade deal with Welland, yeah. We've got something. We've got something there. What's our thoughts on this? Do we keep up the agriculture of food? Or do we move into a different region? Funny guy, I know. I've tried to be morally right, and I've joined... yeah. Free! Alright, we'll see what we can do to boost there. Go on. My brain's just not working anymore. I need my advisors. Dingbat the cat, what's your decision? Where'd you go? There she is. 2 or 3 fair. There we go, Mr. President. Maybe it's not too late. In Rizia, you can totally scam him. Oh, brilliant. We're going to look out for any further opportunities to invest in the region. In any case, I've heard the United Contana is preparing to offer us a substantial agricultural aid package. I'm suspicious, of course, but perhaps their funding can turn Greeny around where our efforts did not. Oh? I mean, we're not friends of anyone, right? What's the big bad? Gladdens my heart that our comrades are willing to lend a helping hand. Deals and just send it to him. He just signs it for a favour. And switches as well. I'm sure they want something in reward. It worked out well when we accepted the help before. Make a mistake, accept no from them before. I won't do so again. It gladdens my heart that our comrades are willing to lend a helping hand. I think it's between 2 and 4. Gentlemen, 2 or 4? What's the opinions? I feel like 2 might be better. He later admits to not read it, but his advisors told him it is a bad deal. Oh, really? Oh, wait, you mean me? I don't think I read it. They don't tell us how bad it is. No, I mean, was it? Oh, okay. Fair enough. I was gonna say that one. Right. Question 2 or 4? 2 or 4? I don't know if it matters that much, admittedly, but I panic over the little decisions. Damn schmolak. 2. Okay, it worked out before. First you suck Pontanonade, next they spark an uprising against hard-working landowners like my family. I don't deny Grooney needs the money, but there's got to be another way. The door to White Room opened slowly and David made his way in. Oh, hello, gentlemen. I'm early again, aren't I? That's sorry, Mr. Lishy, we're just wrapping things up. Someone and Gus rose to their seats and left the room. As the door closed, David regarded me for a second. His blue eyes seemed to see right through me. My ministry was notified about the Rumburgian infiltrator. This is a very delicate situation, Anton. And our relationship with Rumburg was precarious enough before this. Number 2, we're happy with that. I understand our relations with Rumburg were precarious enough. I don't know. I don't think we ended up in a trade war, funny enough. Rizzy, you can send him offer to get a gazillion things, and he doesn't offer anything to him. He just says yes if you promise to Joe your nephew. He's a dick. That's fair enough. You don't even have to do it, really. That's funny. We can just arrest someone without them knowing. And just to say, a big welcome into anyone who's joining the stream. This is my first ever run of Suzerain. We're getting a bit into nitty gritty. We've made quite a few bad decisions to this point, so we're going to see if we make it to the end. But please welcome in. I hope you enjoy. I'll take any advice if it's there on the table to be offered. Right now, we're just deciding how to deal with a very delicate situation regarding Peter and the spy. Try to be as peaceful as possible, okay? You have to tell me that. Please understand. Tensions between Sword and Rumburg have not eased, quite the contrary. As you might imagine, our decision to grant asylum to their whistleblower, Mr. Helston, did not stop with the blow of the kingdom. You'll make it to the end, but let's hope you prevent war. That's my hope. An incident such as this might serve as a tipping point. Place too much blame on Rumburg, and we may lose our chance of reconciliation. For Rumburg to justify what it's done is far more important than reconciliation. You're right, as usual. The last thing we want is a war on our hands. As I said, just be as naive as you can in the meeting with Kyrie. Okay. A compromise in the name of the greater good may spare countless lives. I'll leave you to it, Anton. I know you've got a lot on your plate. Always a pleasure, David. I hope I'm saying it right. David? I'm not sure. David left the White Room, gently closing the door behind him. I need alcohol myself now, and I've not even got any in real life. No, I've run out. FC Enrica starts the new season with a flourish. Early match fuel optimism. Yeah, footy! United Cantona discovers Acacia base in Polaris. Uh-oh. So, this is going interestingly. Arizona, read the report. High economic synergy between Grooney and Budger. Oh, brilliant. So no more special zone pop-up, I imagine. Hope it all goes well. Everyone members of Humanity Council in the intro. Press release for the escape. In the morning of Livia's trial, and hordes of reporters were gathered in front of the state courthouse, Peter Lucian and I stood by the entrance. Lucian had helped break the news of my secretary's arrest. Now, the media was beginning to question how exactly a Rumburg agent had been able to infiltrate the Maroon Palace. It's time for me to deliver an explanation. A podium with a bank of microphones awaited us on the courthouse steps. Peter looked uncertain. I told him I would be doing all the talking today. You're on your own, Mr. President. I'd advise you to keep your responses as brief as possible. I nodded. Peter took a deep breath. Together, we stepped behind the podium. The reporters clustered around us and started shouting questions. Thank you for coming. So obviously we don't want to rile up the other country too much. Otherwise we might be in a fair bit of trouble. What are the thoughts, gentlemen? What are the thoughts? Thank you for coming, or please settle down. Anything, that's fair enough. Thank you for coming. The former Secretary of President Sordland is currently being tried for espionage. As you're aware, Liana Vance, the Rumbug spy who poses my secretary, is currently tried. Okay, Livia Suno, yep. I feel like if we go down the Rumbug route, we're going to struggle later, right? I think this one. As you're aware, Livia Suno. Two very differing opinions. Oh no, that might have been on the other one. Okay, it doesn't matter. Then I'll go with you, Storm, on this one. As you're aware, Liana Vance, the Rumbug spy who posed as my secretary, is currently on trial for espionage. Rest assured, the traitor shall be brought to justice. Rest assured, Rumbo made to answer for his list. Okay, we're not doing that. Security breach of the magnitude and shall never happen again. I think number 3 is probably the best here. Rest assured, the security... Yeah. Rest assured, a security breach of this magnitude shall never happen again. But the fact remains that she should never have been allowed to infiltrate our administration in the first place, or the fact remains she should never have been allowed to gain some government information. Number 1? Does that sound better? So I'm just going to quickly grab another drink. I know I go for a lot, but talking this much makes me drink a lot of water. Oh, my cat. He follows. I think my cat thinks I'm going to go to bed every time I get up. I'd say 1, I'd say 2, but it doesn't matter. Ooh. I'm going to click both at the same time. However, the fact remains that she's never been allowed to infiltrate administration in the first place. I am President Vector and would like to take this opportunity to apologise for the graceful lack of oversight. They would do so solely due to the carelessness on my part of myself and Vice President Vector. Number 2? But then and this. Oh! Matters. Your choice. Well. Lord. Two, you'll have your bro on you. What do you mean? Oh, you mean as in like we won't be good with him. So 2 is the good decision here. Vice President Peter Vecturn would like to tackle this. I am Vice President Peter Vecturn would like to tackle this opportunity for lack of oversight. Jonas Gas murmured. He turned to face me with his mouth hanging open. Wait, did I just mess up here? It's impulsive hiring practice for some lapse in judgment. As a president, I better front of it. No, you're fine. Ooh. In falling 1. Yeah, I was going to say the second one sounds a little bit shade. In his impulsive hiring practices, Mr. Vector displayed a lapse in judgment. As your president, I bear the brunt of the responsibility. But my duty to keep this country safe and secure. I hope I can regain your trust. Number 1 again. We're happy with number 1 again? Hope I can regain your trust. Now, here's a question. I'd say 2. Okay, we'll go for 2. Here's a question. If we had a security police and I'd invested... Makes you look bad either way, fair enough. If we had invested into, like, the security element, would we have found her beforehand, or would we have always found out about it in this right now? I failed to notice the enemy was right under my nose. I hope I can regain your trust. No, this isn't right. Sweat began beading on Peter's brow. He grabbed the closest microphone. Please, don't listen to President Rain. This is all my fault. I was drunk and reckless. Broke my marriage vows. My selfishness compromised the Rain administration and all of Swordland. On the discovery, you can make it disappear. Invested in security and made secret police you could kill her. Okay. Tears begin streaming down his face. I've been a sorry excuse for a husband and a terrible vice president. I resign. The crowd becomes even louder. I turn away from the microphone and looked at Peter. You don't have to do this. Thank you. You don't have to do this? Number 1? Is that... Oh, I wouldn't murder and arrest Peter. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Never. Oh, good friend Peter. Send him into acid. No! You don't have to do this? 2? Oh, 2, thank you. Doesn't make sense. Thank you. This is so soft for us. I owe you this much after what I did. What was now waving at us? One woman in the front row looked particularly insistent. Mr. Vecton! Are we going to take his question or are we going to let him answer? 1? Yeah, I guess it lets in the tone for it, right? Got up here to take a question. Are you implying that you and the covert agent posing as Mesmer's secretary were engaged in intimate relations? Yes, and it wasn't the only such affair. I abused my power as vice president to take advantage of multiple young women. I deeply regret my behaviour, although I recognise that this will never change what they went through. Oh, really? So, in a different run, can you make it so Peter never gets into this situation in the first place? Or did you execute Peter? Is that why you didn't get into this situation? Because Peter met the acid? Evelyn, if you're watching this, I don't expect you to ever forgive me. Just know that I'm sorry. This reason, were you there at these fairs when they were happening? Just solution. Ulviana disappear. That makes sense. See, I don't mind making her disappear, per se. Just solution to end the press conference. Number 1, no lol, I killed Evelyn, so I don't know. You killed Evelyn? That's a very different. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say you just killed his wife. Bang. And he's like, I've lost my wife. Oh my god, I nearly died. That nearly took me out. I think an exposure if you use this. Fair enough. Fair enough. Right, are we gesturing for Lucian to end the conference? Oh no, he said keep it as short as possible, right? So I think that's the best one. Number 1, are we happy with number 1, gentlemen? Are we happy with number 1? Number 1, taking number 1? Number 1. Lucian is ejected. Neither the president nor the vice president will be taking any more questions. Thank you. Okay. Rose and Red to dispersed. Lucian, Peter, and I looked at each other for what seemed like an eternity. Finally, Peter lowered his eyes. I guess I'll go to the palace and start packing up my things then. I'll come with you. Don't care how this goes, I'm going with him. Thanks, but I need some time alone. Oh, fair enough. I watched him descend the courthouse steps to his car. This split his reputation hit is harmless. Mr. Vecton certainly made a scene, but it appears that you will make it out of this unscathed. Of course, that now is a matter of replacing both your secretary and your vice president. I have a few candidates in mind. Very good, sir. We walk back up the stairs to the courthouse to watch the rest of the trial. Oh, I'm sad we've lost Peter. I'm a big fan. God, we're going to be news. Rumberg infiltrated Marine Palace. President Secretary arrested. President Secretary arrested for treason. VP Veteran resigns in disgrace. No. Women's rights situation or selection new vice president. Which comes first? VP time. Yeah, radical, it feels like... It's a bit radical, isn't it? Was it Voice of the Unheard? SOBS, yeah. Briefing on women's rights or selection new VP. Let's do VP first. Because we can maybe get assistance. Radical community, hate on you. It was here, the day I've been dreading since Peter's resignation. At the entrance of my office, my new secretary, Sylvia, took my hat and coat. She was a matronly woman in her 40s. She had a spotless background assisting various Moon Palace officials. Voice of Rizia somehow rivals them. Yeah, the only newspaper that can get banned. Interesting. Replacing Livia has been easy, but replacing my vice president would be difficult. Oh, that's terrible! Especially if you're in a happy marriage, just take him out. Bullish would take that if vice president failed to complete his term, a new candidate would be put forward by the members of the cabinet. Such deliberation, the list had been narrowed down to two. Lucian Glade was the frontrunner. Albin Clavin was the second choice. It was up to me to decide who'd fill Peter's shoes. I wanted to chat with them one by one, taking the choice. I just began to settle down at my desk when I heard a knock at the door. Lucian entered and perched his chair across from me. Sir? Well, we either have this guy. Oh no, USP, sorry. Ah, usually it's Lucian and Gloria and Clavin, but obviously we had Gloria go to no, sorry. Ugh. The old guard. Ah, interesting. I bet Gloria would have been a good one for our run right now, because she's in the same sort of party. Interesting. Ah. I didn't promise anything with the Clavin. Wait, which one's Clavin? Wait a minute, am I mixing up Clavin with the racist group? Oh, I was thinking of Kibana. Sorry. I was thinking of Kibana. I mixed up Kibana and Clavin. Okay. That's where I've mixed it up, okay. Also corrupt. Okay. So who are we gonna go for? Are we gonna go for Lucian? Or are we gonna go to... I don't think I promised Clavin anything, so should I go for Lucian? Because I was personally thinking Lucian, because I can't remember Clavin, to be honest. He didn't promise. So we're happy with Lucian. So, Vice President Lucian. What do you think? I already know what I think, Mr. President. In my current capacity as Chief Strategist, I've evaluated the experience and capabilities of the potential Vice Presidents objectively and by far the most qualified candidate. This whole convo doesn't matter there. Gloria Tori would be the only other suitable possibility were she not already committed to a position in the Supreme Court. I'd advise you not only think about our long history together, but also the many crises I've helped shepherd you through. I won't say much beyond that. I believe my work speaks for itself. You're such a valuable strategist, I don't know if I can afford to lose you in that capacity. Go for this one, because it's most sort of balanced. As Vice President, my ability to serve you in this administration will only increase. Lucian got up from his chair. I expect you to make the right decision. Left my office. Just a minute later, there was another knock on the door, and Alvin Clavin came in. Greetings, Mr. President. It's an honor to have been chosen as a candidate. Really terrific. Limited vetoes. Oh, really? But we don't have limited. We have no vetoes. Let's talk. As you know, I represent the formist wing of the party. What Swordley needs today is not only to catch up to modern neighbours, but to surpass them. I believe we can do that. No, I'm sure. However, this will only be possible if we set aside our differences as united as one. This is the outlook I wish to bring to the position of Vice President, so Swordley can excel and soar to new heights. Very idealistic, I like it. Thank you. The fact is, if I'm the Vice President, reformist members of the party will be more likely to support you in our causes. This will smooth the passage of bills and help move our administration and our country forward in record time. Makes sense. And I will what this country needs more dynamic youth leadership. Look at you, President Wren. You become the youngest member of the Assembly and completely rejuvenated Swordless politics. I want to do the same. We need to be able to take risks and make gains, and that is only possible with a forward-looking perspective. There, I stated my case. I trust your judgment. Thank you. Allowing myself to reform this does not seem like the way forward. I don't think you have a chance, Mr. Clavin. Thank you. I'll consider what you said. Thank you, Mr. President. I got up and left. I leaned back in my chair, thinking about the pros and cons of each of my vice presidential candidates. I could almost hear Peter's voice in my head, laughing at the absurdity of the situation. But of course, he wasn't there. Yeah, both are very questionable picks. I think I'll... Yeah, Gloria feels like she would have been good. It would have been nice to get a woman in a very preferential spot as well. Bad decisions after bad decisions. Briefing on the woman's rights situation. So in my office, I looked at the clock. 2:26 p.m. It was almost time for my appointment with Kiara on women's rights. There was a knock at the door. Kiara entered the room with folders in her hands. The door did not close behind her. Monica entered the room and stood next to Kiara. Mr. President? Anton, before we start, I just wanted to thank you for agreeing to this meeting. Hello, wife. I've been dreaming of this ever since I volunteered with the Swordish League of Women. I can't believe the moment's finally here. Between both of you together could finally bring change to Swordland. I hope you're right. Kiara sat down on a chair and laid down the folder she was holding. Still have a long way to go before Swordish women are able to enjoy the same rights and privileges as men, or even as their counterparts in Arcasia and United Contana. We've been lagging behind on this front for decades, Anton. This isn't the only moral issue. I've seen enough revolutions in this world to understand the main driver of any change. Money. She flipped the folder open and started pulling out documents. In United Contana, law dictates that women earn the same wage as men in their respective fields. My research shows that this led to a 15.5% increase in productivity. You say this had a direct influence on their superpower status. Hey, Zero, my friend, how are you? Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We've had a fun time so far. I may have made some not so good decisions. We've lost Anton. No, we haven't lost Anton. We've lost Peter. I'm very sad. And a spy. I knew she was a spy. How good was that call earlier, eh? That was good, wasn't it? Impressed I figured that out. Funny as she is anti-feminist. She's a fascist. Racist. Oh, God. Arcadia passed laws ensuring maternity leave rights. Child day centres and tax deductions for working families. In return, they experienced a 12.6% productivity boost and a flourishing economy. Both countries have significantly lower infant mortality rates. This, I believe, is directly linked to the improved status of women. Fair. Administration has successfully managed to pull Sordland back from the brink of economic ruin. Lean back in her chair. So I'm asking, why stop there? Why not improve our economy and modernise our society at the same time? It's only logical. What Academy want a document, it's a list of bullet points. Two of us have talked it over, and these are the measures we believe are most urgently needed. I let my eyes wander down the list. Criminalising domestic violence, support for working mothers, equal treatment in workforce, gender equality and public education. So what are we thinking, guys? I mean, I definitely am behind criminalising domestic violence. I mean, yeah. Criminalising domestic violence. I shouldn't have to tell you how crucial this is. It is utterly unbelievable that in this day and age, shortest men are legally allowed to beat their wives. Stop. Oh my God, everyone's back. Welcome back, welcome back. I agree, it's a travesty. Yeah, yeah, we're banning this. Don't care if it destroys my run, it's what it is. Happy we're on the same page. As incidents are especially high with Bludish, I think you should veto women's rights, but you don't have the budget for it. I don't have veto. I can't veto anything. We don't have presidential vetoes anymore. But the quota there. Especially with Bludish communities, I would also advocate for setting up a special domestic violence task force in collaboration with Bludish women's rights organisations. Monica looked at it strangely. I'm sure there's something we ought to focus on. The Bloods are different. They have their own rules. Monica, I'm surprised at you. We can't let women suffer under the patriarchy, no matter their ethnicity. Still not sure criminalising domestic violence is a good idea for the Bloods or anyone else. We should lift all sorts of women, Bloods included. Well, we're cooked, but at least Dina will grow up to be equally fine. Shut up. We're fine, Zero. Shush. Bloods have their own ways of settling these issues. We should lift up all Swedish women and Bloods included. Okay, as long as there's peace. 2, fine. We should lift up all Swedish women and Bloods included. We can assess particulars once the law is passed. Support for working mothers. Support for working mothers. Tiara nodded. Simply isn't fair that women in the workforce are punished for having children. Remember what I told you about Janice, my friend who basically got fired for becoming pregnant? That would never happen to a man. Paid maternity leave and state-subsidised daycare centres could be key to keeping more mothers employed. I grew up as long as they're in peace. He also funded healthcare and education. I don't want to reward women for choosing work over raising children. As long as peace and eco recovers, should be fine. I don't want to reward women for choosing work over their raising their children. It's true, having children never hindered my career prospects. I shouldn't hinder a woman's either. I have to think about this, Monica. You've always said you never regretted giving up a career to raise Frank and Dina. 2. It's true, having children never hindered my career prospects. It shouldn't hinder a woman's either. I'm good with 2. Are we happy with 2, Storm and Lord? Are we happy with 2? Let's do that. Oh, Storms for free. Philip! Hey, welcome in, Philip. How are you, my friend? Welcome. So Philip's a 2. I was liking 2. Lord is liking 2. Sorry, Storm, I'm going to have to go against your opinion on that one. It's true, having children never hindered my career prospect. Shouldn't hinder a woman's either. Exactly. Moving on. Equal treatment in the workforce. That's an easy one. Right now, Swordland is one of the continent's largest pay gaps between men and women. We need legislation ensuring that a woman doing the same job as a man is paid the same wage. We should also introduce quotas to get more women into positions of power. In the assembly, for instance, or on boards of corporations. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it matters by this point because the economy will never recover. We have no chance. We're cooked, if you will. Eventually, narrowing the pay gap is a far more pressing issue as it would bring financial independence to countless lower income women. Yeah, I really regret getting rid of my veto powers. I'm realizing the mistake I have probably made. Not probably, I have made. Philip, Zero, Lord, Storm, to anyone who's not here right now, I think we're cooked. I think we're officially cooked. But we'll see what we can do. We might not be re-elected, but hey, it's not going to be a mess if we're not. Yeah, if you'd have gotten the good values and trade with CSP membership, it might have been okay. Might, but we won't. Kiara never talk about this, but I've always thought that women power, I say it's will naturally follow. Women are starving because they don't make a living wage. That's a damn sight more important than your friend Janice being passed over for a promotion. Those but tackling the pay gaps, which is urgent. Kiara's based. Ooh, Philip, it's been a mess. We couldn't get a trade deal with Vagsland. They basically told us do one, which wasn't great. Sorry, 1 minute. Sorry, there's some big things I might have to wrap up the stream in a minute. Anyway, women starving. Sorry, I just got some very big news there, actually. Some really, really big news. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'll probably wrap up the stream after this talk. Sorry. So, don't see quota pay gap is much more urgent. Quotas seem far easier to implement than equal pay laws. We should start there. Not particularly, sadly. Nothing family-wise, but a good friend run into a few bothers. Anyway, quotas are a terrible idea. People should be hired on merit, not simply because of their sex. Yeah, I agree with that. No, it's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about that, guys. So I'll see if there's any more messages. Sorry about that. So I don't mean to disrupt the stream. I was actually quite shocked to see. Anyway, Monica and Kiara looked at me strangely. Men are hired on the basis of their sex all the time, just not consciously. There are more than enough qualified women to fill any position you can think of. It's up to you to give them the opportunity. Gender equality in public education. At least you ain't going to have Monica divorce you. That's it. Monica will stay with us when nuclear fire surrounds us. So when we're bathed in fine nuclear glow, at least our wife will look radiant. Funny enough, I have a clip to post of X4 from the stream the other day. Went through a gate while I was outside of the ship in a bay, and my god, it looked like the Geller shield had gone down. Has gone. You know how much this means to me, and you've witnessed the dangers firsthand. The way girls are shut out of real education unless their parents have the means to get them out of the public school system. So many bright minds are being lost. Are you a human waving into Rumburger's phone? Oh god. I would entirely demean the old system. Dina still loves her handicrafts lesson. Not saying we take those away. Maybe boys should learn handicrafts too. Monica burst out laughing. Imagine Frank in an apron. Yeah, I think one as well. There's a conversation Karen entirely on your side. Good, and we certify on the matter. This covers all the subjects. What are your thoughts so far? I want to say number 3. I say you've made a good case for all these changes. 2. Oh, really? Lord, you've led me good so far. I'm going to go for 2. This is the election. Lord will result in greater productivity, a better economy, and happier women. To be frank, Mr. President, you have to be full not to pass them. We can pull this off before the election. The reign administration will make history. Let's talk about how we proceed. I want to establish a commission for women's rights in Swordland with me as its head. Our goal should be passing and implementing a set of laws to solve the problem we just discussed. As the commission spokeswoman, my responsibility will be to make speeches and organise fundraisers. I will be the face of the government while Kiara handles the groundwork. If I show that the First Lady is behind this movement, many women will feel encouraged. Kiara gestured down at her outfit, especially those who aren't keen on pantsuits. Wait, force women's rights, the Assembly can reject women's rights. It's up to you whether you can pass this law. Good for women, but it will cost you. Fill up your reviewers' rights. So we support it. Oh, okay. Right. Parliament can make the light bill. The organisation will be commissioned on the status of women. This will bring women into the workforce. It will lower unemployment. That's fair. Number one, it'll be damn hard getting your laws past the Assembly. What do you need a commission for? I'll run your laws past the Assembly. Hard getting rid of the Assembly. I know, but even a watered down version would be better than nothing. One more thing to consider before making your decision. This could help silence any of the public's lingering question regarding your former Vice President and Livia Suno's repair. Monica lowered her voice. That's not completely naive. I know what we're proposing would have its downsides. But every time I look at our daughter, I think how I'd do anything to grant her a better future. I know you would too, just like you told me all those years ago. I hope you make the right decision. We both do. Kiara was looking studiously at a scratch on my desk. She blinked and turned back to us. That's right, Mr. President. They rose from their seats unexpectedly. I took a few minutes to think. Bill, sorry, but the answer is no. You can try and run your laws by the Assembly, but they're not support from me. What's everyone saying? Besides, 500,000 women join the workforce. No, it does not. Unemployment only counts job seekers if we pass this bill. I think both, at the minute, women probably didn't even count towards unemployment. And women in the workforce during a recession is a bad idea. Oh, a lot of opinions are debating. Maybe not on paper, but people joining the workforce is a good one. I think, this is my opinion, even if we don't create a better world for ourselves, we're going to create a better world for our daughter by having the creation of the commission and support your bill in Assembly. I'm choosing number one purely off my own regard in this front. This is what I was wanting to do from a lot earlier on. That's why I was supporting her. Even before I had you guys as advisors, I had decided I was going to support women wholly and fully through this decision. That's all the excitement you can muster. We did it. You did it. We did it. Monica Tiara. She smiled uncomfortably. Yeah. It's not over yet, Monica. The true battle is the Assembly. We'll celebrate once this is over with. Proud of feminist lands. I think women joining the workforce might actually be beneficial as long as you create a lot of jobs. It's like everyone knows the commission tonight. I started collecting the tokens. Listen, we're cooked anyway. I can't veto anything. We're going into debt. Let's get into. Let's show some real debt. Yeah, Monica headed towards the door. Monica paused before leaving. I love you, Anton. I'll see you at home. I can hear Monica and Kiara talking excitedly as the door closed behind them. I looked out the window over the city of Holsald. There's a clear day outside. Right, so I'm going. League of Nations Vice President selection. I'm going to leave this to next time, just because I've got a few things to wrap up with what I've just been messaged. But pleasure to have you all in today for Suzerain. I'm going to wrap up the YouTube first, so don't worry, I'm not going to end the stream with this. Thank you so much for being here. In the next part, we'll see the next Vice President. But shame to lose Peter, I was quite a big fan. But I will catch you in a little bit. See you soon. See you in the next part of Suzerain. Bye for now.